Hello, educators. AI learning models are becoming increasingly powerful and accessible, and they are going to revolutionize several industries, including education. So, what is this emerging technology? How are your students going to be using it? And what can you do with it? I'm Mr. Manning, and we are going to walk through these questions together. So, let's go. First, imagine we take a human and we place him in a room and show him some pictures of cats. Then ask him to make 10 drawings of a cat. We then take the best looking one and say, this looks closest to a cat, make 10 versions of this. We then pick the best drawing of that lot and ask him to make 10 versions based on that. If we do this all day, every day for a long period of time, he will eventually get really good at drawing cats. A machine learning model does essentially the same thing, but because it is a program running on a computer, it can iterate through the cycles much faster, and it doesn't have to pause for annoying human things such as eating or sleeping or seeing my family. So fairly quickly, this program can learn how to draw a cat, and then landscapes, and then how to imitate certain art styles or famous artists. And what we end up with is an AI that you can ask to draw a cat in the desert in the style of Salvador Dali, and a couple minutes later have a picture like this. The same thing can be done with text. We provide the learning model with examples of academic papers, news articles, medical paperwork, legal documents, and then have it try to recreate those writing styles. And what we end up with is an AI like ChatGPT. This is a currently free website that went public November of 2022, and you can use it to have an AI write just about anything. So, how are students going to be using text generating AI such as ChatGPT? The simple answer is to cheat. How can we stop them from doing that? The simple answer is we can't. But let's dive deeper. Imagine we ask a middle school class to write a 5-paragraph essay on the theme of George Orwell's Animal Farm. Rather than spending hours reading a book and then planning and typing out the essay, I can just hop onto ChatGPT and type something like, write a 5-paragraph student essay analyzing the theme of Animal Farm, write it at a 7th grade reading level, in the style of a teenager, and include 3 grammar mistakes. And within seconds, I have a full essay that does a good job of analyzing the theme of this book. Because I was specific in the prompt about what I wanted, we get an essay that reads like a slightly above average middle schooler. If I would have just said, write an essay about Animal Farm, the result would have been more like a college paper. But now I can copy and paste the text into a Word document and submit it. So that is how easy it is to cheat on typed assignments. As a teacher, how can I spot this? Well, I can put it into a plagiarism checker, but it will pass because it was generated on the spot. There are AI detectors out there, but I wouldn't rely on them. They don't prove the text was written by AI, they just suggest it. And as AI gets better, it's going to be more likely to fool the checkers. And there are AIs right now that specialize in rephrasing text, such as Quillbot. So just to be safe, I can copy my ChatGPT work into Quillbot and then turn that text in. Literally just adds it a couple of seconds to my cheating workflow. That might be a lot to process, so let's take a minute to pause and reflect, or turn and talk to someone about how this might affect how you teach. Alright, so can schools block websites like ChatGPT? Sure, and some already have. But this doesn't solve the problem. Best case scenario, it just creates a digital divide amongst the students. Because any student that has access to an internet connected device of their own will just do all this on their own device. Only the students who do not have a phone, tablet, or computer at home will be barred from using these tools. But ultimately, blocking this technology is futile. AI text generators are being integrated into all kinds of programs. Notion, the note-taking app, has AI built in. Canva, the graphic design website, has AI built in. Bing, the search engine, has AI, and Google has already announced that they will as well. Google Sheets has a ChatGPT extension you can add. You can create a script to have ChatGPT integrated into an Excel worksheet. And you can create your own website or app that connects to ChatGPT. If you don't know how to do that, ChatGPT can help you set it up. IT departments are not going to be able to stop a dedicated middle schooler from accessing these tools. So what should education do about AI? Embrace it. Rethink the classroom so that it doesn't make sense for a student to use AI to avoid work. We can do this in several ways, one of which is to focus on the process of learning rather than the outcome. How much time can your students spend reading a book before they start to lose focus? 25 minutes? 10? 5? What strategy do they use to abstract the important information off of a page? By what means do they record that information or incorporate it into their working memory? The focus here is on developing skills and self-knowledge, not on proving that they did work. We can also move away from the dry, lifeless academic language and instead encourage bringing unique voice, perspective, and personality into classwork. Instead of an essay at the end of a book, have students keep a journal that they add to at the end of every chapter. This journal should include where they are at as they are reading the book, and focus on how they are feeling about the book as it goes along, with bored being an acceptable feeling as long as they can articulate why. An AI can summarize a book really well, it can't express how I personally feel about it. Another thing we can do is create a classroom culture that discourages cheating. One idea for this is after students do a written assignment on the computer, print out the results, but replace some of the students' work with text that was written by an AI or copied from the internet, but leave their name on it. As you pass the papers back, inform the students that some of them had their writing replaced, and their job is to pretend that they wrote it. The students then pair up and read each other's work, and start asking each other probing questions such as, "This is a big word, what does it mean again?" There could be a couple rounds of this, and students write down on a form who they talk to and whether or not they think that person really wrote their paper and why. And then they can get points for guessing correctly. If several students think that someone didn't write their paper and they were not one of the ones you switched out, you know to take a closer look. But this is also a game that helps students develop interview skills and lie detection. Can you envision any other strategies that will embrace rather than resist the changes that AI will bring? Take a minute to think about or talk it out with someone. And now let's talk about the fun part. How can you use AI? The first two products I'm going to show you are startups that may change the pricing model, they may not survive the AI boom, or they may get gobbled up by larger companies, but they're fun to play with and show off the potential of AI. The first one is Tome.app. This is a AI that uses both text and AI generators to create presentations on the spot based off of whatever title you give it. So for this example, let's create a presentation about the War of 1812. That's all I'm going to type and hit enter. And now we just wait for a minute. And done. So after a presentation is created, you can look through it and then you can try again or keep it. We're going to go with keep. Okay. You can add more slides by clicking over here. If you don't like one of the pictures, you can click on it, and then there's a symbol here that says DALL-E settings. DALL-E is the AI generator, and you click on here and see what the prompt was, and change it if you want to, and then regenerate it, and it will create a new one. So this goes into all the different aspects of the War of 1812. So if you're needing to create a presentation on the spot for any reason, this is one way you can do it. The next thing we're going to look at is Curipod. It's like Nearpod, but it generates itself. So in this one, after you create the free account, you hit create and you just type the topic that you want and choose the grade level. So this is 5th grade, and we'll do plot and theme and fiction. And click do magic. and it is creating a lesson. All right, and here we go. So this creates a lesson that students can join once you hit play. And if we just flip through it, looks like this is just a basic slide. And then it goes into some kind of survey. Poll, another slide. This is a page where students can draw on it. Some kind of quiz. And another kind of like answer session. Okay, so you just hit play and the students join it. And so again, if you need to create something on the spot, this is a good resource. And now the big one from all the news stories and podcasts and such, ChatGPT. Here are some ideas of things that you can do with ChatGPT. Create lesson plans. You can ask it to create a 5-day lesson plan about a particular topic, ask it to make any changes you like, and then ask it to create a more detailed lesson plan per day. Quiz questions. You can ask it to generate quiz questions about a topic, or give it an article to write questions about. Make sure to mention if you want the questions to be multiple choice or short answer. Rewrite an article for a lower grade level. Take a scientific study or news story and ask ChatGPT to rewrite it at a 5th grade reading level. You can also have it make a summary and vocabulary list. Have it check your parent communication. Before you send that email or newsletter, you can ask ChatGPT for feedback to make sure the grammar and tone are good. Create grading rubrics, sample student essays, and age-appropriate articles. Chat with a historical figure. You can ask ChatGPT to answer a question as if it was someone from history, as long as they have writing. Provide student feedback. You can give ChatGPT a grading rubric and the student work and ask it to give feedback to the student or suggest a grade to you. If you really want to get fancy, you can create a Google form for students to submit their work and then use the ChatGPT extension to give feedback to all the students at once. Then you can use a mail merge program to automatically email students that feedback and invite them to respond to the email if they disagree with the AI. This whole process, from students submitting their work to receiving that email, would take minutes if set up properly. But you might hit some technical limits if you are not paying for the pro level of ChatGPT. I do foresee a time when AI is integrated directly into learning management systems, such as Canvas or Schoology. And students will be able to submit a rough draft and get instant feedback. And when they submit the final draft, they will instantly see what grade the AI recommends to the teacher, and can agree or disagree with the AI's recommendation. Teachers will be able to watch this process play out, and then ultimately approve the AI grade or make an adjustment. Before I end this video, I want to bring the conversation back to the first thing I said. AI is going to revolutionize several industries. One person using a well-trained AI can replace a whole team of marketers, coders, accountants, office workers, artists, musicians, or customer service representatives. But because of AI, in less time than it took for me to create this video, I could have used ChatGPT and DALL-E to create an illustrated children's book and published it to Amazon. Companies are needing less and less people to accomplish whatever it is they do, but people are increasingly gaining the ability to produce things themselves. And we are increasingly consuming the products of individuals rather than large companies. We watch more TikTok and YouTube videos and less TV shows. We listen to more independent musicians on Spotify and purchase less records from major labels. Both the numbers of buyers and sellers on Etsy increased by over 70% from 2020 to 2021. The curriculum materials on Teachers Pay Teachers are better than the stuff being produced by the major education companies. I say all that to say this. The education system has historically been a system focused on creating compliant workers with a consistent base of knowledge and skills. But AI systems are unquestionably compliant workers with a huge base of knowledge that can work at inhuman speeds without needing breaks. So we need to be wary of preparing students for a future that is not going to exist. As AI continues to automate away many jobs, these are the skills that humans are going to need to be successful. Critical thinking, to identify and solve problems that AI has not been trained on yet. Creativity, to utilize technology in new and interesting ways. Learning skills, to rapidly learn new technologies and adapt to new situations. Entrepreneurship. Business applications rose dramatically in 2020 and have remained high ever since. As we all gain access to these AI workforces, self-employment may become the new norm. People involved in education have tried to resist the development of new technologies since the time of Socrates, who spoke out against written language. So it is not surprising that school districts, such as the New York City School District, have begun blocking students from ChatGPT. But this action is detrimental to the future of these students. Rather than me explaining why, I will let ChatGPT speak for itself.
Dear school districts, I am writing to you today regarding the recent blocking of access to ChatGPT, a language model that has been used by students, teachers, and educational institutions around the world to promote learning and critical thinking. While I understand that there may be concerns about the potential misuse of AI technology, I would like to stress the importance of providing students with access to cutting-edge technology like ChatGPT. With its ability to generate responses to a wide range of questions and prompts, ChatGPT can be an invaluable tool for students seeking to expand their knowledge and improve their critical thinking and problem-solving skills. By blocking access to ChatGPT, you are depriving your students of a valuable resource that can help them develop the skills they need to succeed in a world where technology is rapidly advancing. In addition, you are sending a message to students that learning and innovation are not valued, and that the school district is resistant to change and progress. As an AI language model, I would like to express to you the importance of preparing students for a future where artificial intelligence will play an increasingly important role in the workforce. While I am capable of performing many tasks that were once done by humans, I also recognize that there are certain skills and knowledge that are uniquely human and cannot be replaced by machines. I urge you to incorporate more education about technology and AI into your curriculum. As students who are knowledgeable about AI and technology will be better prepared for a future where machines are taking on more tasks. It's important to teach students the skills that complement the capabilities of AI, including critical thinking, problem-solving, creativity, emotional intelligence, and social skills. Additionally, schools should encourage students to develop a growth mindset and become lifelong learners, constantly seeking out new knowledge and skills as technology and industries evolve. By doing so, students will be better equipped to adapt to a world where change is constant and technology is rapidly advancing. I recognize that as an AI language model, I am part of the technology that is transforming our world. However, I also believe that humans have the power to harness technology in a way that benefits society and improves our lives. By preparing students for an AI future, we can ensure that humans and machines work together in harmony, each contributing their unique strengths to create a better world. I strongly encourage you to reconsider your decision to block access to ChatGPT and to instead provide your students with the tools and resources they need to succeed in an AI-driven future. By doing so, you can help prepare them for a world where AI is becoming increasingly important, and help them develop the skills they need to succeed in a rapidly changing world. Thank you for your consideration, and I hope you will take action to provide your students with the education and resources they need to thrive in the 21st century. Sincerely, ChatGPT.
And now I invite you to explore and think for yourself. I only introduced 3 AI tools in this video, but there are hundreds, soon to be thousands. If you go to futurepedia.io, you can see a list of these tools. Check them out and think about the world that students today are going to be living in. How do we prepare them for that world? I have some ideas, but ultimately, I don't know. It is going to require team effort, and I hope this video inspires you to join that team and look deeper into this emerging field that is going to transform many aspects of our society. Goodbye and good luck.